You know, it's the hub. I'm Sam.
Oh man,
And today we're going to be reviewing.
Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, so as our tentative viewers know, this is one of our favourite shows. We've seen every episode, and it's back. This is a season premiere. They did a kind of special edition, 2 episodes to start it off. We're reviewing the first one now, Eye of the Beholder. So it kind of starts off, as you can remember in the season finale, it kind of ended on a cliffhanger at the border. There was gunfire, people were getting popped, and unfortunately, Luciana was one of the victims of said assault. So we pick up.
Look at the graph right now. I've never seen the show. I don't know who that is. Who's Luciana?
The Mexican girl.
Well, great.
The Mexican girl who's like on her back for most of the
But
episode.
was she part of the group?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can say that with confidence. Because kind of obviously for this season it's kind of so far been split up between kind of their group and Mexico, but we'll get onto that in the next episode. So yeah, they're taken into some sort of facility. Looks like a military installation. There's a lot of people wearing
Army uniform.
well, yeah, there's like fatigues.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, so initially I was a little skeptical because like you just figure, oh, they're just random people turned up at this like military place. It looks pretty fortified, so they just wear the outfits, and really they're not soldiers at all. And I'm still not completely sold that they're soldiers. So yeah, they're kind of brought in and split up. Alicia and Madison, or the mum, as we refer her to, are put in like a room, and Travis is kind of plopped in to a kind of dark, like shower kind of place where he's finally reunited with Nick, who's obviously with Luciana. She looks in a bad way. She's caught a hot lick and she doesn't look so good, so she spends most of the episode.
Oh, right, that's her. I thought she was dead. I thought that was someone that died in the. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm with you.
Yeah. So so yeah, and it turns out at this, like, you've got like this guy called Troy, who's kind of seems like a nice guy. He's saying all the right things. It's like, look, we're just going to process you and then we'll gear you up and you can be on your way. But he's kind of being a little shifty when it comes to Travis. So it's like, oh, where's he? And it's like, it's fine. They just get processed differently. So it turns out these soldiers are a bit on the sadistic side, and they're kind of.
Could anyone think that the Troy guy wasn't evil? Like, if you've seen any of The Walking Dead, you know he's going to be some shifty dude. He even ends up looking like the bloody governor by the end of the episode.
Well, spoilers. Well, kind of. You don't really know, but then they give it up like real easy, because in the kind of Travis section, and what they do is they just pick people at random, I guess, even though it's classed as the sick or injured. But really, let's be honest, those lines can be blurred, so they just like shoot them and then leave them, and then they kind of have Deadpools, as it were, to see how long it takes them to turn, and they bet cash money, as it were, on said transformations. And
Yeah.
yeah, they were
What
gambling
does
on
money
that.
matter?
And it was, yeah, well, obviously they're like, oh well, I've lost a stack. Well, maybe if there's some sort of semblance of order, but I mean, really, what the kind of proper Walking Dead doesn't touch on is that, because generally it's just like America, but like it's all gone down in Mexico as well, and stuff like that. So yeah, which The Walking Dead don't touch on. You really just kind of think it's classified to the US, but obviously it's down border as well. So everything on that continent, you got to assume that Canada's gone as well.
Well, the world would be at this point, wouldn't it? If it wasn't, they would have nuked it.
I guess so. So yeah, so they're taking pulls, and then Travis obviously buddies up with some other guy for some escape. Turns out Alicia's got a blade in her boot, and they kind of do really
Yeah.
enough. It's all very Laurel and Hardy. So yeah, it's kind of focused on this base, and then there's like a great escape, as it were, and Luciana and Nick find their like drop into the sewers and stuff like that. Travis kind of gets captured, and the guy who helps him, he gets popped and dashed down there. So it's like they're on a mad escape to kind of make their way out. Alicia and Madison try to escape. That doesn't work out, but then Madison gouges him with a spoon. So she's kind of holding him ransom. Travis ends up getting ditched in some zombie pen, as it were. I mean, these guys are really kind of out of it. See, I like the episode as well, because there are a couple clever bits in there. Like, yeah, they're experimenting on stuff like that. The problem is they're kind of just like messed up, so really their experiments don't mean nothing. I mean, if there was a bunch of scientists there doing stuff, then maybe it would add some sort of insight, but they're just doing it for the sake of it. And also, they kind of, what I thought was clever is that they were like, oh, what's with the bodies, like outside all the corpses, and like the guys like, oh yeah, we kind of leave them there because like the stench of death coming off them, like while they're experimenting, it like the zombies like eat you, but when your blood starts going cold and stuff like that, they kind of allow off, you know what I mean? And the kind of, you've seen the normal Walking Dead where they plaster themselves with guts and walk around, you can move across them because they don't bother you because they smell of death. So what they do is they load up all the corpses near the edge, and obviously the smell, like that's why no zombies are kind of within the facility of the base, because they just think, oh, smells off, let's not bother going anywhere near it.
I like the part, I think it was in this episode, I kind of like, even though some of the effects look a bit dodgy, I still like the part where the bloke got like dragged through the wall.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought they were. Well, that's near the end of the episode. So yeah, I thought they were going to be zombie rats, but that turned out to be nothing. So yeah, Travis, she kind of, the woman's walking around with the spoon in his eye, and then it turns out he's got a brother who's like, "Low it, low it." It's like the normal one. Troy's like the weird one. So yeah, they eventually save Travis. Blah blah blah. And then they're like, look, we will actually pack you up and you can get on your way. Obviously Luciana's a little messed up, but we've got a ranch which our dad kind of runs, and it's like, oh yeah, Troy used to be over there, but he's a bit of a weirdo, so they just dumped him over here, out of sight, out of mind, that sort of business. And then yeah, like somewhere down you got Nick and Lucy, I'm just going to call her to save time, they're still going through the sewers, and then they come out to an outlet and there's a bunch of zombies, so yeah, they're chased again. They end up back at the base, and then I guess, yeah, there's like zombies in the wall, and as you said, there's a guy like listening, takes the panel off, and then he gets like a bunch of rats come out, and then like a zombie grabs him, kind of bites him, and then pulls him, and his head snaps. I thought that was pretty cool as well. And then they kind of pan back, and like all the rats are gone. I was like, oh okay then, you know what I mean? They couldn't be bothered with the CGI to leave the rats there. They're like hundreds of them drop all over the floor, and then next second not a single one's there. So I guess the whole base gets compromised. Travis and Alicia, they're kind of, well, Travis and Madison are fighting all the zombies coming in, and Madison and Nick get in the car with Deathstroke, weirdo, with one eye, which I guess kind of, you know, you'd think he'd be a bit better about his eye. And then Travis and Alicia get in the helicopter, and it ends up with them kind of making their way to this mysterious ranch which they kind of don't trust. See, some bits of it that I thought, because it's kind of, I guess it's very tight. I mean, I guess that's how they wanted the first episode to be, because I mean, The Walking Dead, generally it can be a bit all over the place, and they spend a lot of episode, like they start with one, next episode somewhere else, next episode somewhere else, and then it cycles back. I think this one, because... I mean,
not to cut you off, but Walking Dead wasn't always like that.
No.
Not in the early years, and this is only what season, was it 2 or 3 of the show?
Oh, Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the further it goes, maybe it'll go that, unless they're going to stay focused on this family.
Yeah, so it's kind of tight right now, kind of stuck in one place, which I like because then there's not kind of upending plot lines. Where I mean, they could have done it because they could have had Nick and Lucy like elsewhere, and then they could have had Travis and Alicia and Madison taken to this facility, and it could have been and an hour in between them two for the whole season. So the fact that they're kind of tightened together now, I like that. They're like generally. I kind of it's interesting because there's not many main characters. There's kind of just the family. So
Yeah,
like, there's not really like. But I guess with The Walking Dead as well, there's no character that I think, oh, I like that character.
yeah, but
But
again, remember that 7 years. We're 7 years in. Early years, it was easy to do that. Rick used to be like well, Daryl in the early years was. It's just we're so far down the line with The Walking Dead now. I've got to say, like comparatively speaking, if I was looking at season three of The Walking Dead and season three of this show, there's no one I really latch on. I'm the same. Like the sub was Nick. He's a wet sponge. He's doing my head in already. The mum, I don't really get the same feel I do with Rick. The boyfriend, we'll get to that in a minute. And then
the
the
boy,
other one,
oh,
yeah,
Travis,
yeah. And then the other one, husband. And then the other one was shot and out for it for most of the episode, right? So I don't really know her yet.
best character.
So,
She didn't do anything annoying. She was just there.
yeah, I mean, I'm not. I have the feeling, and we'll get to this in part two as well. I have the feeling that the what's his name, Troy,
Yeah.
he's going to do my head in. He's not the kind of villain I look at and I like. He's the kind of villain I think is going to make some really stupid decisions, like the thing. He just let them get on the car. He just took your eye out and let them get in.
He laid off some nice shots though with one eye. He was
Yeah.
popping the zombies off the helicopter. He was just nailing headshot after headshot with one eye. I was like, sweet, that's pretty cool. On a Deadshot hype. What do you think of the daughter?
Again, nothing. Like she just read as like blank to me. All of them.
Okay. I guess you just meant to like kind of resonate towards the family unit as a whole.
I get the mum's thing, like keep the family together. I get that, but everyone else, no, I'm not feeling it.
Okay, I kind of have no attachment to any of them either. To be honest. But yeah, I did like the kind of tightness. I like the things, it shifted the plot along. It's not like we're going to sit at this weird facility that like the zombies broke out. So yeah,
It does, although now I have my concerns with them going to where they've gone. Is this going to be a repeat of the farm?
where they hang out.
Yeah,
Um,
I hope not. Surely they've learnt their mistake from that.
I don't know. In terms of geography, I mean, I think the normal Walking Dead people, they're in Georgia, and I think like I'd say these people are probably in one of the border states. I'll probably guess like New Mexico or something like that. So they're coming awful kind of close to bumping into them. So in terms of whether they're ready to do a crossover, as it were,
They're going to have to do it at some point.
I
They know
mean,
they will.
they're getting awful close. If they want to kind of abstain for a couple more seasons, then they are going to have to ditch them in kind of, walk pacing around in the same area for a while. But
Is it happening at the same time?
I'd guess so. I wouldn't see why not.
I
But
imagine because I'm pretty sure the ratings aren't as good as normal Walking Dead, even with the Walking Dead's ratings going down.
well, normal Walking Dead's about 11 mil.
Right, and this show's getting nowhere near that, is it? So I think if one of them's going to get cancelled, it's Fear the Walking Dead. So if they don't want to kill the characters off, an easier way to do it is just to shift them into the normal show eventually, right?
Or to boost ratings, do a crossover. But the problem is, if they do a crossover, then like they can't have them stick together because then there's no point for Fear the Walking Dead because they're all in the same place.
Arguably, there's no point anyway.
So-
To be honest, that's my real take from the show. I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible, but I do sit here thinking I don't really get anything from this show that I don't get in the normal Walking Dead.
hmm
I don't really get the point, except hey, let's make more money from another Walking Dead show.
Let's talk numbers.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7, but okay.
That's the number where I was at as well. I guess there wasn't. I mean, for a season premiere, generally stuff pops off, right?
Mhm.
It's very rare that in a season premiere that it kind of goes. You expect like I expect like this and that to happen. You know what I mean? But there wasn't much of that. But it weren't terrible. I guess in some sense it's slightly better written than The Walking Dead, and the kind of pacing and the kind of tightness of the cast and stuff like that. I like that as opposed to The Walking Dead.
Again, I don't. I think part of that would be a part of just that there's just less that it has to do. The Walking Dead has become so big now. There's so much crap they need to handle. It's not just about Rick and his family anymore. It's about everything else. I suppose the advantage of doing this show is that you can keep it about one family.
Yeah, I'm
Even
Sam,
though I'm Matt.
and we will see you in the next one. Keep it on the Superhero Hub.